Yo, what is good, fam? Agent O here, and today I finally have the Sentinel SV Action Miles Morales from Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. It's been a long time coming because originally I was gonna buy this off of an import site, but then a friend of mine, Action Figure Addict 113, he had told me that Gamestop is selling this figure, and since Gamestop gives you free shipping, I thought, okay, cool, I'll get it from Gamestop, because not only will I get the free shipping, but I'll also get it when it releases on the Japanese release date and not the American release date, which is always like a month or so later. So I did that, but unfortunately, when the release date came, GameStop did not have it in stock, and it was a month and some change before I finally got it. And then because it was so late, I kind of took my time just getting things ready for the review and taking pictures, and I procrastinated, and I had work, and yeah, so I finally got it, and this is it. This is the box. This is the back of the box. Looks pretty nice. They got the figure doing one of the poses from the movie, or I think on the Blu-ray DVD player, DVD or whatever, the DVD art. You've got some pictures of the figure on the back, or on the side, I mean. Then you can see the figure in the little windows, and you've got another pose. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to reviewing this figure because it's like, just from the advertisement photos, I thought the figure looked really good, and now that I have it in hand, I really want to see if it lived up to my expectations or not. So this is the rest of the box. You can see in and everything, and yeah, that's it. So I really want to jump into this review, so let us get to it. All right, so here's Miles. This figure, for the most part, it has not only met, but like kind of exceeded the expectations I had for this toy. It's, barring a couple of small gripes, this figure does the damn thing. I mean, just look at it. It looks like Sentinel got the CG models from Sony in order to make this figure. I mean, it looks like he stepped right off of the movie screen and into my hands as a action figure. I think they got the proportions done really well based on the source material. He looks like the movie. Even the way his head was kind of oblong shaped. When you see him from like the side profile in the film, they kind of captured that. The paint apps are on point. Like, I'm gonna try and get as close as I can with my camera, but you can even see the blue outline in between the red of his eyes, and even the fact that this is all. Whoops! Sorry, I had an alarm. Even the fact that this is all raised off the eyes are raised off the head, and they're just not part of the sculpt. Just looks really good. And then you can see his webbing is painted in as well as it being part of the sculpt too. It just looks good. I couldn't see any kind of slop whatsoever. The red is nice and vibrant. They captured everything really well. The greebling texture of the suit all across the figure looks good, and you can see it when the light bounces off, reflects and refracts off of it. So the texturing comes out looking really nice. Even the red on the bottoms of his feet, and they've got a little bit of the bleed because he spray painted all that. And so even though you've got some bleed on there, it's done purposefully to mimic, the spray painting that he did when he altered the figure, when he altered the costume in the film. Like I said, just no problems whatsoever with the paint apps on this figure, and really digging the head, the base head. Really captures the art style of the film. So Moving on to the articulation. Articulation is really good. There's barring one issue that I do have with the articulation, but you know, for his head, he can look up that high. He can look down pretty far. You know, neck is on a ball joint at the base of the chest and a double ball joint in the base of the head, where it connects to the neck. There's something I'm going to get to in a minute. I just want to get through the articulation because there's two things I have a problem with. But his shoulders are just on a ball joint, as you can see. Oh, that one just popped off. Just a ball joint, simple. But because the figure is slender, you have no problems with range of motion, and you can get his arms up about that high. Any higher and they're going to pop out of the socket. He's got bicep swivel, which you guys know, if you know me and you've watched my videos, I love a bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbows. Look at that bend, because, you know, like I said, no slender figure, so there's nothing impeding the movement and the articulation. Now, for the hands, he has just pegged hands, no ball peg for articulation. So you can get the rotation, but you can't get any of the movement, and it's like that for all the hands. That's one of my small gripes with this figure. I kind of wish he had ball jointed wrists, just because it would have helped with posing to get just those subtle motions and movement. Because even though the hands, which I'll get to in a second when I get to the accessories, the hands themselves are all kind of molded to, they're all molded in a way that they're angled so that it kind of gets rid of the necessity of having a ball jointed wrist. But I still do wish they had it, because I like having, I mean, it just would have went that much farther with the range of motion for this guy. You know, he has a diaphragm joint, or is it just on a ball? I'm pretty sure it's just on a ball. Lots of rotation there. Got hip rotation, or hip rotation, and you can sway him back and forth that way as well. All the joints on this guy are all pretty nice, and they hold pretty well. The legs are on a ball joint as well, as you can see. He does have thigh swivel all the way up where the ball connects into the hips. So you do have the rotation there. Of course, as you can see, the double jointed knees, toe point in and out, and ankle rock, and you know, you have the toe bend. So overall, great articulation. You're not going to have any trouble getting really good poses out of this guy. Really good Spider-Man style poses with the legs all turned all the way up, and just to do something real quick. Like, you're gonna be able to do stuff like this, no problem whatsoever. So I don't really have any issues with the articulation other than no ball jointed wrists. Also with the head, I did want to talk about that real quick. It was brought to my attention because I haven't watched any reviews on this figure, because I usually don't watch reviews on a figure I'm going to review myself, just so people's opinions don't sway my opinion. And once again, shout out to Action Figure Addict 113. He pointed out to me that there is a fix for the neck, because it doesn't look too bad this way, but the neck is kind of a little short. And somebody put out a third party, I don't know if they're a company, but a third party person, Figure Fix. They put out a double ball peg fix for this guy, and I put it in, and it works pretty well. This is the ball joint. I'll probably have pictures of it as well, just next to the ball joint that he comes with. And it's a lot easier to get this guy out if you put it in hot water. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to grab some hot water real quick. So yeah, you're just gonna do the boil and pop method to get this loose. So I'm just gonna set it in there for a little bit and let it warm up. It shouldn't take too long because this water is at like 195 degrees, so it'll probably come out right now. Yep, see how I couldn't pull it out before with my bare hands because the joint is really tight, but just that little bit of a warm up and it went in without a hitch. I don't think it matters which end you put it in, which end goes in first. I don't think there were any instructions. I think all I had was the receipt. Okay, maybe it's the other end. Maybe there is a... Now I tried this earlier and it worked, but because I'm on camera, it's not gonna work. There we go, got it in. And I don't know if you can tell, but his head is a lot higher. It rests a lot higher on his neck. And I think this looks good. I think it even allows him to look up a lot farther, as you can see. Before he couldn't look up as far with the original ball joint, but with the new ball joint, he looks up a lot higher. It's a little stiff, but that's fine. I'd rather have stiff joints than loose joints. So yeah, just boil and pop the double ball peg out and pop the other one in, and you're good to go. Just for comparison's sake, I think I do have a picture of the two neck joints side by side, so you'll probably see that on the B-roll. So yeah, that's my second gripe with this figure, but at least this one is fixable. Like I said, the guy's name or the person who does this is called Figure Fix, so you can probably do a Google search, find it. Now I will say I didn't like the price on. It was $13 total, I think, is all I paid for just two neck joints, because it gives you two of them. Yeah, this is the little baggie it came with. He had this little logo sticker, and you can see the two neck joints in there. But yeah, you get two of them for 13 bucks. Now I would have been a lot happier if they were like $6, so that seems a bit more fair. But you know, it is what it is. That's what third-party, distributors and people doing this stuff on the side do. It's a little higher than it needs to be. But anyway, moving on. There is some part swapping with this figure, as you already know, because of the advertisement photos. You gotta get him into his clothes from the movie, his jacket and his hoodie and his Air Force One shoes. So all of that is actually really easy. There's not really, I don't know, there's nothing really extensive to talk about really. When you get the figure, you just pull out these pegs that are there, I guess, just to keep the holes from closing up, and you just start pulling them apart and putting the clothes on that way. It's real cut and dry, real simple, because it all pegs in, or it's all a ball joint. And like I said, all the pegs and all the ball joints are real firm. There's no issues. And here are the arms. Just pull out these little green pegs, little placeholder pegs. Pull out this T-bar. Don't forget to put the jacket on first, and then glue the arms on. And the feet pop off as well, so you can get his sneakers on. Oops. And I mean, you have the hood up effect piece, or which the hood up doesn't really, there's a slot in the back, as you can see. There's a slot in the back, and you can see the slotted peg on the actual hoodie piece. And on mine, I don't know if this was anybody else's issue, but on mine it doesn't really, it'll go in, but I gotta really force it. So yeah, you have the hood piece. I prefer to use the hood down piece more. That one fits in perfectly. But yeah, the part swapping is super easy to do. It's pretty self-explanatory. They do provide instructions with it, but I think it looks pretty good. Even the tassels, you can rotate the tassels. So if you've got him swinging in a direction or falling in a direction, you can move the tassels so that they mimic the direction he's falling in or moving in. I don't really have any huge issue with any of the articulation when it comes to the changing out the legs. Like, he can still do a full split. His arms still rotate. There's no bicep swivel though on these arms, but that's still fine. I can still kind of make do. You can kind of get a little bit of rotation in the elbows to kind of make up for the lack of a bicep swivel. Sorry, I wasn't on camera, but yeah, you can kind of rotate them that way. But yeah, overall, I don't really have too much of an issue with the clothing. And the Air Force Ones actually, or the not Air Force Ones, I'm actually surprised how close Sentinel got to making the shoe resemble the actual Nike shoe while avoiding copyright. I think they look great, and like I said, I'm just surprised they got away with that, because even the Hot Toys isn't as close to what the shoe actually looks like, that this Sentinel figure is. So kudos to them for that attention to detail. And like I said, I don't know how they avoided not getting sued. I mean, I know there's no Nike swoosh, but it actually makes me want to figure out a way to paint that Nike swoosh on there. Maybe stencil out the swoosh and paint it on this on the shoe, just to complete the look. Maybe if somebody's out there selling a sticker that I can just stick on there, it'd go a long way towards completing the look of the shoe. But yeah, I think it just looks really nice, and like everything else. So yeah, that's I got nothing else to say about his look when he's wearing his street clothes on the figure. So moving on to the accessories. For some reason, he comes with Spider-Ham's mallet. I don't know why, but it's whatever. I mean, I'm sure if this line does well enough, they'll do Spider-Ham at some point, and it just comes apart so you can slip it into the hands. And as far as I can tell, you can only peg it in one way. It only goes in one way. Like, if I rotate it, I can't stick it in the peg hole until it gets to a certain way. But it looks like just a round hole, but it'll only go in one way, and so whatever, that works. And so you've got that. Comes with a couple extra heads. It's nice that he comes with an unmasked head, which I think looks really good. I get a little bit more light on there. Get a little closer. And yeah, I think the unmasked head looks really nice. I like the facial expression. He's got that facial expression. I kind of wish the eyes looked straight, or maybe it's just my version, maybe they derped the left eye a bit, and maybe he's supposed to look straight, but it looks like, you know, he's supposed to kind of have his head cocked to the side. Or it could be just a QC thing with my figure, and the eye was supposed to look, both eyes were supposed to looking straight ahead, but mine doesn't. So that sucks if that's the case. Like I said, I haven't watched any other reviews, so I don't know if that was an issue with anyone else. And then we have this Spider-Man expression, or spider masked head expression, I should say. And yeah, this looks good too. No issues, no gripes at all with that. And he comes with a bunch of hands. He has his holding things hands for the webs. These look good. Like I said, everything looks good. There's no gripes, no issues. And like I said, see, they're pegged. No ball joint for the peg, for the wrist. Ugh. He also comes with a hand holding this can of spray paint, so you can reenact him tagging a wall. And this was done quite nicely. Probably Krylon, you never know. But we'll never know because they don't have the rights to that shit. This is also another holding things hands for the right hand. This is for holding his cell phone accessory, which I'll show in a bit. But yeah, really nice expressive pose as usual. Looks good. He has the relaxed pose hands. Also quite nice. He has the flexed posed hands as well. I really like these hands. I really like the way they came out. And of course, he has, these are the hands that you place, you know, on the surface for when he's wall crawling. I like the way the digits are kind of bent on the fingers. Looks really good as well. And of course, he has his whipping hands with the web effects already attached to them. Web effects look pretty good. Not sure why my camera won't focus. Focus, damn it. There we go. I'll bring it in a little closer so you guys can see. Yeah, I think these look great. It also has a web effect piece. There's a little red on it because some of the paint from putting it in his hands has rubbed off. I used both ends. My camera may or may not pick up that, but it's kind of a little reddish pinkish around the curve. But yeah, nice looking McFarlane style spaghetti webbing. And I forgot, he also comes with shoelaces. He has two different types of untied shoelaces. They don't look exactly the same. Whoops. But they do peg into the feet. And as you can see, yeah, they're different lengths. So you can have both shoes untied, or you can have one shoe untied like in the film, and you can have one shoe tied and one shoe untied like in the movie. I think this one, the slots are angled differently, just so you get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Like this one pegs in, so like if he's dropping straight down, it's angled, so it's pointing down. And then this one, I'm sorry, it's at an angle. This one I think goes straight in. Now it doesn't want to go in for some reason. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. There we go. So yeah, you can get it in two different directions. So maybe he's free falling forward, and so you have that shoelace to pull off that look, so that people know what direction it's going in. And then he has he has tied shoelaces for both. So say if you don't want the untied shoelace look, you don't have to do that. It also comes with headphones. I'm gonna guess they're wireless headphones. I'm gonna pretend they're wireless headphones. And these fit on, they just slide on. There's no peg, there's no magnet, there's nothing. They just slide on, and they do hold, you know, and they look pretty decent. I think they look nice. I don't think they hold as well on the unmasked head, which is too bad. But you also have his cell phone, and it's really small, as you can see, but you know, there's definitely a graphic on there, and there's some kind of interface you can see closely. But yeah, it looks like just like the other cell phones I've seen on that come with other characters. Now, as far as like a size comparison thing, I did do a little bit of that with some of the like Marvel Legends and stuff. And I wanted to see what it would look like with the Amazing Yamaguchi Spider-Gwen, and it doesn't look right to me, only because one, she's taller. I have an actual pic, but she's taller than him, and she's supposed to be taller than him in the film, but not this tall. This is like way too tall. And the body type is off, because in the movie she's a teenager, so she's not as filled out as this figure is. Yeah, this figure is this is like comic book version Spider-Gwen. I mean, I like this figure, I like the posability on it, but yeah, she's too filled out compared to how she was depicted in the animated film. So I'll be looking forward to them doing Spider-Gwen in the Sentinel SV style. Also, here's Miles Morales, the comic book Marvel Legends version. Still too short, because I think the SV series is just running with a slightly smaller than 1/12 scale size overall. But yeah, I just wanted to do that comparison. And then last but not least, we do have this stand that he comes with. You would think that the peg holes would be for the stand, but I don't think they are. There's a way I didn't really use this stand because I've been using the simple stand, the Good Smile simple stand, but you basically pop out these clear plastic pieces, and this piece separates from it slots in. You just separate it, and it's supposed to you're supposed to be able to, sorry, it's a little more difficult doing this on camera, but you're supposed to be able to work this in some kind of way, and then whoops, yeah, you're supposed to oh my god, I can't believe I'm struggling with this. I didn't really use this. It's because I didn't really use this stand. But anyway, it's supposed to work a certain way, and I don't know. You're supposed to connect the two underneath. One piece goes underneath, the other piece goes up top, and you slide it in, and then that way you can slide it across the stand. This centerpiece pops out too, but I don't know what it's for, because nothing came with it that goes into that center part. So don't really know what it's for. I don't really care. I mean, it's great that they gave us a stand, but I don't feel like it was necessary because, well, it's necessary if you don't own stands, but I own stands, so this was just a bonus thing for me. Maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't, I don't know. Because I use the Good Smile simple stands. I love these stands, and they were relatively not super expensive. They were like, it was like $10 for a pack of 3, so I bought like 4 packs. So I don't really have any use for any other stands. So I like those stands. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this figure. I like it overall. I can't wait to get Peter B. Parker because I'm not getting the one with the gargoyle because that's too expensive, and I don't really need that ginormous gargoyle piece, that thing that it comes with. If I had a diorama, maybe then it might make sense if I was doing dioramas and stuff, but I'm not. One day I'll probably jump on that train, but it ain't gonna be today. But overall, like I said, good figure, barring the 2 small gripes that I have with it. I still think it's a solid rendition of this character. Can't wait to see what they do next. I saw on Twitter that they showed prototypes for Penny Parker and Spider. So that's going to be coming down the line at some point. I'm curious to see what that's going to cost, because it's technically 2 figures, and so I'm sure they're going to price gouge, because that seems to be the trend for these action figure toy companies. So that's pretty much it. I like this guy, and I can't wait to see what comes next. So leave your constructive criticism, any comments, any queries that you might have in the comment section below. Hit that like and subscribe, please, because it helps the YouTube algorithm apparently. So YouTube will send out my video to more people, and that's if you like the content. And also, like I said, subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the notifications so you can stay on top. And that is going to pretty much do it. Until the next video, I'm Agent O, and I'm out. Peace.